So we are going to be learning an excerpt of a Sikha from Tafshin Nun Beis, 5752, 1992, Chav Beis Shvat, or it's actually a combination of a few Sikhas that were Chav Shvat, Chav Beis Shvat, night of Chav Beis Shvat, day of Chav Beis Shvat. And I'm going to pull out some excerpts where the Rebbe speaks about beauty, delight, pleasure in Torah mitzvahs, which is obviously related with the topic of Simcha and joy. So we're going to start from the bottom of the page on the first column, Yud Beis. Ma'alosin shel Nushel b'nai Yisrael ba'avodah shel asiras dir lo yizbarach tachtonim. The special quality of Jewish women and daughters in the avodah of making a home for the Eibishter down here below. Tuvim behegnem toisefes bir ba'amar la'eloi des ha'avodah da'asiyas dir b'tachtonim will be understood by first prefacing with additional explanation what was explained earlier in the Sikha about making a home for the Eibishter down here below. That there's two aspects of a home, and there's literally a place where you live, and then you have to beautify it. Top of the second column, since the Chazal used the term to make a home down here below. There could have been many different expressions that the Chazal could have used when speaking about what bringing Hashem into this world. It could have said, a Yid is supposed to bring Hashem into this world. Why does the Chazal use an expression of a home? So, to be able to understand what it means to make a home, you got to go to a homemaker. You got to go to a keres habayis. Therefore, it's understood. We can understand the content of what it means to make a home for the Eibishter down here below by comparing it to a home of a person down here below. How can you compare Hashem's home to our home? Because the fact that there's a concept of a home down here below in our world, that is a chain descent of the idea of a home above by Hashem. And that's why we can use this world, the home, the concept of home down here, as a metaphor, an analogy to be able to understand what a home is by the Eibishter, because really it all came, the home down here below, from the home by the Eibishter. Roim bepashtas, we see simply, she'afal b'shadira yachaliyas, yachaliyas rak b'mokim misuyim, she'muchshal diras adam, though a home could be only by a specific place that's appropriate and made out to be a home for a person. One is the perfection of a home, when it's a beautiful home with beautiful furniture. To such a degree, the Chazal say, three things broaden a person's mind, open a person's mind, makes him feel comfortable, makes him be able to function. Eluhain, what are the three things? Dirana, a beautiful home, v'isha noin, a beautiful woman, v'kelim noim, and beautiful furniture. Kelim is actually a very broad term. Kelim could be used for clothes, could be used for furniture, could be used for like dishes. Zaysemeris, this means to say, shebedira v'pashtas yeshna beis inyonim. In a simple home, you look at a home, it has two components. Aleph, dira betela legamri lebal hadira shel darba. A home is completely sublimated to the person living in the home. Called prate adira kedeboim mishamshim oisei. All the details of the home, as they are supposed to be in service of the person that lives in it. Ubezem ismatas kol metziusam. That's how their entire being expresses itself. Am I functional? Am I servicing the person or the people that are living in the home? Beis, another component of the home is what it adds to the person. Hadira noe marchiva daite shel adam. A beautiful home broadens a person's mind. So by seeing these two components down here by a physical home, the same thing we can understand by Hashem's home. So too it's understood concerning a home down here below. Shleimus hadira, who the perfect home is dafke kishidira noim kelim noim, when it's a beautiful home with beautiful furniture. Noisef lekach shayehudi atzmai misnaig boifanoa. In addition to the person, the Yid himself is acting in a beautiful manner, which is the concept karoi leknes Yisrael. It's appropriate for Knes Yisrael, who's considered the wife of Hashem. In other words, that is the Isha Noah, the beautiful wife, means the Yid acting in a beautiful manner, doing Torah mitzvahs. So this means to say, in addition to the fact that we make from what is down here below a home for the Eibishter in the way that is necessary according to the letter of the law. You do things according to what the halacha demands. You follow Shulchan Aruch. Not only do we make a home for Hashem, but we make sure it's a beautiful home. Exactly in halacha, like the halacha rules, the Rambam brings us down. Anything that's for the sake of Hashem, who is good, since it's for the sake of Hashem, who is good, it should be made from the most beautiful and most good. In Bana based tefillah, if he builds a shul, so his shul should be more beautiful than the home that he lives in. This is my God, and therefore I will beautify him. Beautify yourself before him with mitzvahs. Asay lefon of sukkah noah, make before him a beautiful sukkah, v'lulav noah, and a beautiful lulav, v'chulu, etc. V'alderech zeh, moving b'negel leklos avodah, in a similar way it's understood concerning the general avodah, dasiyas dirib tachtoinim, of making a home down here below. Shetzarech liyas ba'ofen shel dira noah, it has to be in a way that's beautiful. V'zenegeya loirak l'shleimus hachtachten. This doesn't only matter for the perfection of us down here below, elagam lebal hadir. This also adds to the one who owns the home. In other words, Hashem kaviyachol dira noah. When we make for Hashem a beautiful home, marchiva daita shel adam elyon kaviyachol. It broadens kaviyachol, the mind of the supernal man of Hashem Yisbarach himself. We're going to skip over and then he says, we'll skip to the bottom of the paragraph, last paragraph on the entire page, in the second column. Mitzada inyan harishon, from the perspective of the first aspect of making a home for the Eibishter, skip the parentheses, misbatas ikra avoida ba'afichas hadvarim agashim b'tachtoinim, the main service is in transforming the physical matters down here below, skip the parentheses again, sheyihu, that they should be kelim muchsharim legilei elikus, they should be ready vessels for the revelation of godliness. Idea sees tefillin miklav gashmi, through making tefillin from physical parchment, tzitzis mitzemer gashmi, tzitzis from physical wool, ubechlalos dira betachtoinim, a dira lo'yisbarach, in general a home for the Eibishter, makim muchshar legilei alakus v'ashros hashchina, a place that's ready and available for the revelation of godliness, and the Shekhinah residing there, ad la'atzmusi yisbarach, till Hashem's very essence. Valderech ha'inyan harishon anal b'dira v'pashta, similar to the first matter in the literal home, sha'adira b'teila legamri lebal adira shagar ba'adira, that the home is completely sublimated to the possessor of the home that lives in the home. Mitzada inyan hasheni, then from the second perspective, skip the parentheses, The Toysef it's added sha'avoida tzarech liyos livnois dira no v'kelim noim. We need to make and build a beautiful home and beautiful furniture. Asher marchivin daite shalodam, canal that they broaden the mind of the person, like we said before. Valderech ha'inyan hasheni ba'adira, similar to the second idea in a home down here below. Noisel kach. Shekol inyane adira b'teim lebal adira, in addition to the fact that all matters of the home are sublimated to the owner of the home. A beautiful home and beautiful furniture broaden the mind of a person. So now the Rebbe connects it with women. Yudal, al pi anal, yuvan hashaychas danal n'shei b'nei Yisrael will be understood. The connection with Jewish women and daughters. Royim b'poil b'dira b'pashtas. We see in actuality in a home down here below. She'ikir hanoi v'hayofi hadira v'akelim. The main beauty of the home and the furniture, hein begashmias v'hein beruchnias, both in the physical manner and also the spiritual manner. Tolui be'isha is dependent upon the woman. Akeres abayis, the mainstay of the home. Ukiyadua, as it's known, she'inyan shel noah, the idea of beauty, v'akoyach lasis noah, and also the power to make things beautiful. Yeshnoi b'miyuchad be'isha is unique in something that's to be found by a woman. Isha na. That's why we said earlier, we brought the Maimer Chazal, the Rebbe says in footnote 96, that there's three things that make the mind of a person open up. A beautiful home, a beautiful wife, beautiful furniture, because the beautiful wife, meaning the wife with her beautiful deeds, brings from her beauty and impacts to make the home beautiful and to make the furniture beautiful and so on. So he says, Kala Nov Chasuda. As we know, one of the descriptions they would say about a Kala by the Chasna, that she's a beautiful and gracious and kind. Ad She'neisha Elul Yoifi, till the Chazal say that a woman was only created for beauty. What does it mean, beauty? Yoifi Beruchnius. She was created for spiritual beauty. The reason why there is physical beauty by women, this is a unique trait of women. We don't talk about men as being beautiful. Why is there this trait by women? Because they have the spiritual beauty. Because they have the spiritual beauty, therefore they have the physical beauty. And therefore they are the ones that impart beauty in the home, in the furniture, and everything around it. We could say that this is derived from the fact that why does the woman down here bring the beauty into the home? Because this is a result of the avoid of making a home down here below for Hashem. That meaning that women have a greater part in the beautification of Hashem's home. Asher b'nishei u'b'nois Yisrael. That in the Jewish women and daughters is dependent a vital part in the avoid of making a home, should be a dir noim kelim noim, that the home should be a beautiful home with beautiful vessels for Hashem, beautiful furniture for Hashem. And this is especially so with the three mitzvahs of women, like it's especially emphasized in the three main mitzvahs, that upon them is settled and supported the entire Jewish home. They're standing upon it, they're supported upon it. Hadlakas Neir Shabbos Kodesh v'Yom Tov, lighting Shabbos and Yom Tov candles. Kashrus achilu v'shtia, kosher food and drink. V'taras ha'mishpacha, and family purity. Rosh Tevis hachein. These are the Rosh Tevis of the words hey. The word hachein. Hey is hadlakas aner. Ches is challah, which is the removal of challah from the dough, which is symbolic of all the kosher food that we eat. And nun is for nida, taras mishpacha, which the meaning of the word hachein is chen v'yofi v'noi. Chen is grace and beauty. So in other words, that women with their special mitzvahs, they bring the beauty into Hashem's home. Shemitzvahs elu poilos, that these mitzvahs affect sheyeh noisa bladir lo yizbarach dachtoin b'chlal. In addition, that these mitzvahs make a home for the Eibishter in general, they affect, it should be dira noa v'kelim noim. It should be a beautiful home and beautiful furniture. Chadurim b'yoifi ruchni v'gashmi shel kashrus tara v'kedusha. They will be permeated with both spiritual and physical beauty of kosher and purity and sanctity. And the Rebbe brings down that this is also, we find that the physical impact that of kosher food has in the nature of a person makes him a more kind person instead of eating animals that are carnivorous and so on. And the same thing, the family purity brings out health and beauty of the children, begashmias, and also the candle lighting that we lighting Shabbos candles brings in light and holiness in the home, bringing it to a state of beauty, not just physical, not just spiritual, but physical as well. Last paragraph on this page. And similarly, another component of the beauty of the wife, that she makes the home a beautiful home, in educating the sons and daughters. This establishes the foundation of the life of every person. We see in actuality that their education, their chinuch, is mainly dependent upon the mother. Especially the education and the direction that's given to young children. The smaller, the younger the child is, he told us, it's dependent on the mother, is even greater. She permeates in the children from their youngest age a vitality in the spirit of Yiddishkeit. That on this foundation grow up sons and daughters that are involved in Torah mitzvah. B'shleimus, in a complete manner, beruchnis ubegashmi, spiritually and physically, by v'yafa, in a beautiful manner. So this means to say that what women bring is, in addition to the children being involved in Torah mitzvahs in a normal fashion. That might be able to be done through the school or through the father, but the mother has a unique role. The mother makes sure and embeds in the child the delight and the warmth with the edelkeit, with the refinement and the love that's to be found uniquely in the nature of Jewish women and daughters. So they are able to inculcate their children that their involvement in Torah mitzvah should be in a beautiful and good manner, more so than just doing the basics which the school might teach them or the father might teach them. To such a degree that we could point at them and say, this is my God, and I will beautify him. Like we see, for example, in the appropriate and good custom of Jewish mothers, that they sing to sing to their young children while they're still in the crib. That Torah is the best thing, the sweetest thing, the most beautiful thing. Torah is the best Torah is the zistazach. This is what Jewish mothers always sang to their children. It's supposed to say mizbagim most probably. That this influenced the child, that even after he matures, even when he becomes old, he will not turn away from this. So, ava pnimis, an inner love, and v'yoiker, and a preciousness, that he holds it pressure, he holds precious Torah mitzvahs, klapi kol and yom the Torah mitzvahs, for all matters of Torah mitzvahs. And this is the beauty that the Jewish woman and mother and daughter influences the Jewish household. The idea of embedding beauty in the home and all matters of Yiddishkeit we see in a revealed way in the mitzvah of kindling Shabbos and Yom Tov candles. Through a woman and a girl from Jewish women lights a holy candle in honor of Shabbos and Yom Tov with a bracha. He magdira bebayis oir shel kedusha. She permeates in the home a light of holiness, chayim, warmth, v'yofi, and beauty. No, shemeir umiyape es kol habayis. This candle, the Shabbos candle, illuminates and beautifies the entire home, v'chol bnei habayis, and it illuminates and beautifies all the members of the household. Gam es habal v'abonim, also the husband and the children. Im neir mitzvah v'Torah oir, with the candle which is a mitzvah and the Torah which is light. In other words, kol in yoni Torah mitzvah, she's illuminating all the Torah mitzvahs in the house. Maskal makach, beginning from the fact that the adlokas neiris Shabbos, through kindling of Shabbos lights, he machnisas yom Shabbos kodesh l'chol bnei habayis. She brings in the Shabbos day, the holy Shabbos day, to all the household. V'rak lachar mikein, only afterwards, but tfilas arvis v'akiddush al-abal, comes the tefillah of Ma'ariv and the kiddush of the husband. The Rebbe a lot of times brings this out, that who is the first one to bring Shabbos in? Not the husband. The husband only brings it in by Ma'ariv. And in the home, he only brings in Shabbos when he says kiddush. The woman is the first one to bring Shabbos in by lighting Shabbos candles before the time that Shabbos begins even. So in other words, she is the first one that illuminates the entire home with the beauty of the Shabbos light. The uniqueness in the mitzvah of the candle of Shabbos and Yom Tov is it affects, there should be a beautiful home in a revealed way in the eyes of flesh. Every person can see how the home becomes illuminated with the light that shines at a candle. So you see literally how the candles bring a beautiful and a beauty to the home that wasn't there before the candles. Or we could say, this is also one of the reasons why the 248 positive commandments, skip the parentheses, in Beis HaYadayim with the two hands, the hands are hinting at the two general things that we're supposed to have. We're supposed to have a love of Hashem and awe of Hashem. That they embed perfection by having love and awe. They bring the Torah mitzvahs that we're doing to a perfect state. And b'gematria neir, it's the numerical equivalent of the word neir, which is candle. Neir is 250. 248 mitzvahs plus the two hands, Ava v'yir, is 250. Why is that so? Because the candle illuminates it all, beautifies it all. Kibad lokas neir mizbatas. Begoli hashlemus the kiyum kol mitzvahs. In the kindling of the candles expressed in a perfect way, the fulfillment of all the mitzvahs, lasses lakadosh baruch hu dira noah betachtoinim, to make for Hashem a beautiful home down here below, which the beauty is not as evident maybe in other mitzvahs as it is in lighting candles. And now he's going to connect it with the name of the Rebbetzin. Already earlier in the Sikha, the Rebbe spoke about the Rebbetzins' name. Chaya is the life and vitality that is internalized. Mushka is a type of spice. Spice is something that is not internal, it's something deeper and higher. And those are the two things that have to be in the bringing down of godliness into this world. Tazayin, Ulahoisef, and to add, Shezem merumas gam b'shem ha-nifteres, also hinted in the name of the one who passed away, Chaya Mushka, shemoyra al chayes v'reach b'samim, it indicates on vitality, and also the scent of a pleasurable spice. B'chdei shetia dira noah, so it should be a beautiful home. So the chliyas b'dira chayes. So in the home there has to be vitality. Shetia dira chayes should be a living home, a lebedik shtub, a lively home. Shechayes ibe safel le'etzem mitzias hadavar. Just like beauty, life and vitality is addition to the thing itself. The thing itself can exist without life and vitality. You want to have it beautiful, you bring in life and vitality into it. V'yiseirim is even more so than there's just life. Shiur gesham reach besamim, there should be the scent of a beautiful perfume. Reach toiv v'na, very good and pleasant smell, a beautiful smell. Heim beruchnis v'heim begashmis, both spiritually and also physically. Shemoisif yoiser noi bedira, that adds even more beauty in the home. Al derech ha'isafish abai de oiraneres, similar, this pleasant smell also brings similar to that what happens through the light, the candles. Ubad goshi yiseda b'yam Shabbos, even more so on Shabbos, shein yoni hu oinig, that Shabbos is the time of delight, so therefore it's even more appropriate to have a house that symbolizes this idea of a good scent, a beautiful scent. So then he goes on and says spiritually, also spiritually, this is something he elaborated upon earlier. There has to be, to make a beautiful home, there has to be also the avoid of chaya, the Rebbetzin's first name, an internalized life and the internal soul powers. V'heina avoida the mushka koiches amakifim, both the avoida of mushka, which shows on transcendent soul powers, ad yichidah shebenefesh, until the yichid of the soul, ha'inyan, the tainug, the idea of delight, which is the idea of beauty, no. Which is zeh poil, this affects shenoisav liyoisa dira b'tachtoinim b'chlal shibeteil loyis baruch. In addition to this world being a home for Eibush Adani below, that it's nullified and sublimated him. Das is dir noah, it becomes a beautiful home, features a gamba pashta sein yonim, like it is in the literal sense of the matter. Shareach noah shel mushke pe'el shebechola bayis yireach v'ruach noah. When you have a physical spice in the home, you have a physical perfume in the home, so then it affects that the entire home should be filled with a beautiful scent and a beautiful spirit. It's such a delight and pleasure that it brings the soul back, and the neshama has pleasure from it, which the Rebbe spoke about earlier. That after Havdalah, we smell the spices because that helps the pleasant smell. That's something that reaches the neshama. This also broadens the mind of the person. So then it embeds, and especially along with the candles of Shabbos Kodesh and Yom Tov, a new light and a new life force in the entire household and the entire home, until in the entire world, in the entire chain order of descent, that it permeates everything with the beauty of Hashem's dira. Including a beginning from the delight and enjoyment in having enjoyment of the true owner of the home. HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Hashem, they desire to have a home down below. Desire has to do with delight. You desire something that brings you delight. Ad Hashleimus Shel Oirish Shel Mashiach, until the perfection of the light of Mashiach, V'ruchah Shel Mashiach, Malcham Mashiach, and the spirit of King Mashiach, Begula Mitzvah V'Hashleima, and the true and complete redemption, Shetovi B'Schar Noshim Tzidkonis B'Yisrael Kanal, will come in the merit of the righteous women, like we said earlier in the Sikha that Rebbe spoke about it. Let's So he says, okay, let's skip over to Ois Yud Zayin. Umizeh, the second paragraph on this page. Mizeh yeshna limud l'nshei b'nais Yisrael b'chlal. From this, there is a lesson for Jewish women in general and Jewish daughters. Umemyuchad la'shluchas tichyenna l'kvaytus ma'ircham yadmur n'seiderenu, and especially for the shluchos of my father-in-law, she'isas v'yachad mikol katz v'tevel ba'akinus ha'shluchos ha'ilami, that gather all together from all the ends of the earth in the shluchos gathering, the worldwide shluchos gathering. In addition to the fact that every Jewish person has a mission from Hashem to make a home for the Eibusha down here below, like we've spoken about many times at length. Jewish women and daughters have a unique mission to make a beautiful home for Hashem, with beautiful furniture for Hashem. Hachil, beginning Aidekim v'chizuk the Gimel mitzvahs anal, through fulfilling and strengthening these three mitzvahs, shenit lemem yuchad b'dira pratit shalam, that they were given for them specifically in their own individual home. Kasher sachil v'shtia, kosher food and drink, taras mishpacha, family purity, v'neiros Shabbos kodesh v'yom tiv, and Shabbos and Yom Tiv candles. Koil, including hayishtadlus, the effort, shagam yilodas ktanis, even young girls, mishigiu lidei havana, when they reached the age of understanding, yadliku haneris lifnei ha'im, they should light the candles before their mother lights, because once the mother lights, there's a shayla if she could assist them. So the young girls should first light, and then b'chdei she'im tuchol asaylam, so that the mother should be able to assist them, and then she will light her candles. Gam also to influence other Jewish women and girls, that also they should fulfill and strengthen the above mentioned mitzvahs. And that is those specific mitzvahs. And now in a broader sense, and in general, Mutelas aleim, it is incumbent upon Jewish women and girls, a crucial and primary part in the responsibility and the privilege of making a home for the Eibusha down below. Dir noim kelim noim, a beautiful home with beautiful furniture. They will make for me a mikdash, and I will dwell amongst them. Within each and every man and woman. Beginning in they themselves and in their homes. To make their homes a dwelling place and a sanctuary for Hashem by His Torah, Tefillah Gmils Chasadim, a home of Torah, a home of davening, a home of doing good deeds, acts of kindness, Medubar Kampam, like we spoke about many times. Ideis Nagusam Ishis, through their personal behavior, so too also to educate their children and their household. Karoi l'mishkan u'mikdash l'Hashem, as it's appropriate for a dwelling place for Hashem. Befrat mishkan u'mikdash noah, especially when you're making a beautiful mishkan u'mikdash. Koilul, including aidezish machnisim b'bayis u'b'chol cheder b'bayis, through bringing into the home and every room in the home. In yonim shel Torah, tefillah gmil chasadim, matters of Torah, tefillah, and acts of kindness. U'k'moikein, and similarly levadit, to ensure shalachol yeled b'bayis yibrishusi apratis, every Jewish child in his own home should have in his own possession chumash. He should have his own chumash, and also Sifrei Torah Achedim and other books of Torah. He should have his own siddur. He should have his own kupas tzedakah, his own tzedakah box, umatoiv, and even better, it could be even gam tanya totten protya, even a small in the private, his own personal tanya. Ubechlolos, and in general, lekabel achlotas toivus, to accept and to take upon himself good resolutions. Lahoisef alachazik eshetach hachinuch shel bnei u'bnei Yisrael hachil mektanya aktam kanal, to increase and to strengthen the area of educating Jewish boys and girls, beginning from the youngest age. V'oid v'gam ze ikir, Befrat v'dereinu zeh, additional, and this is primary, especially in this generation, u'b'miyuchad etzel hashluchas t'chiyan, especially by the shluchas, la'ashpia al noshim abonis nisafis, to influence additional women and girls. B'chol inyan Torah, mitzvahs v'yadus, in all matters of Torah, mitzvahs and Judaism. Hafatzas ha-Torah v'yadus, spreading Torah and Yiddishkeit. B'chol shloish sakam shel Torah avodah g'nos chasadim hafatzam me'an schutza, in all the three lines of Torah and avodah, and doing acts of kindness and spreading the wellsprings outward. Especially that we have the power of my father-in-law. Let's skip down to the last paragraph on this column. Including primarily and this time, the final moments before the redemption, to inspire themselves and all Jewish women and girls about the great privilege of Jewish women and girls, take from Yad Mamish, to bringing the true and complete redemption immediately. That will come in the merit of righteous women that's in the generation. Should be the will of Hashem. That is the main of all the main things. Should be so in actuality. If we take from Yad Mamish, and so it should be immediately, especially coming from the 22nd of Shvat, which Chav Beis, the Rebbe spoke about in the Sikha, is related to the pasuk B'cha Yivarach Yisrael, in you. B'cha is the letters Chav Beis, will be blessed the Jewish people, Shebeschusu Beschar Noshim Tzidkanius, in the merit and as the reward of the righteous women, Shkol B'nei Yisrael Yigul Kvar Begula Mitzvah Shlema, that all the Jewish people will be redeemed already in the true and complete redemption, V'kitzu V'ram N'shoich Ni'afar, and they will awaken and sing those that are resting in the earth, V'besoichem K'vaychus Meirecham Yadmur U'bita Nifteres, and amongst them my father-in-law and his daughter that passed away, the Rebbe's wife, in Kol Tzadikim B'Tzidkanius, V'kol Neshamas B'Chlal, but all the righteous men and women and all the Neshamas in general will be Yachadim Kol B'nei Yisrael Shnimtzoyim Achshav Neshamas B'Gufim, along with all the Jewish people that are found now, souls and bodies, La'arichas Yom V'Shanim Toivus, for lengthy days and years, Neshama B'riya B'Guf B'Ari, a healthy Neshama and a healthy body. Oivrim, we cross over B'Lishum Hefsek Klal, without any cut off whatsoever. In other words, sometimes it's brought down that the neshama, the person has to pass away first, and then there's chiyas hamesim. So the Rebbe says, no passing away, going straight while being alive, l'chaim nitzchim, to everlasting life, begula mitzvah shlema de Mashiach tzidkenu, the true and complete redemption through Mashiach, the take from Yad Mamish immediately, l'choil roish, first and foremost, take from Yad Mamish, of Pashas Mamish, literally so, in the simple, literal sense of the word.